I didn't plan anything necessarily. I thought, well, I'll just let God speak through me today. So I have no idea what I'm about to say. I know I wanted to read something out of Romans 6. But to give you a little background about me, I grew up in the Edmonds here in Washington. I grew up Lutheran. I was baptized when I was a baby. The reason why I want to get baptized today is just to mark my new faith and my new walk with Jesus. I was gone for a long time. There's a lot of people here today that have prayed for me over the years. And I'm so happy you're here today. It moves me to tears because you know what a long road it's been for me. For those of you that don't, I've had a long road of drug addiction. And I've been to treatment 3 different times. I've worked the program before. Last year I had 10 months. I have 6 months now. Thank you. My higher power always was God, but was never Jesus Christ. And this time around, I have a strength that is not my own. I'm powerless over drugs. And God, though, Jesus, is all-powerful. And when I was out there, I was shooting up methamphetamine and heroin. And it twisted my brain so bad that Satan was even telling me that I was his child. And I actually believed him. And I'm happy to say today that I'm God's child. And my identity no longer lies in that I'm just an addict, but that I'm God's child. And I'm here to walk with him moving forward. So I thank you all that are here, that have prayed for me. God answers prayers, sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly. But I thank you for that. I was going to read a little bit out of Romans 6. By the way, my twin sister, thank you. My twin sister is supposed to be here today, and she's suffering from a migraine. So if you would pray for her, she's really disappointed that she couldn't be here today. So I'll do a double dip today for her. So, sin's power is broken. Well then, should we keep on sinning that God can show us more and more of his wonderful grace? Of course not. Since we have died to sin, how can we continue to live in it? Or have you forgotten that when we were joined with Christ in baptism, we joined him in his death? For we died and we were buried with Christ by baptism. And just as Christ was raised from the dead by the glorious power of the Father, now we also may live new lives. Since we have been united with him in his death, we are also raised to life as he was. We know that our old sinful selves were crucified with Christ so that sin might lose its power in our lives. We are no longer slaves. We're set free from the power of sin. And since we died with Christ, we know we will also live with him. We are sure of this because Christ was raised from the dead, and he will no longer die again. Death no longer has any power over him. When he died once to break the power of sin. But now that he lives for the glory of God. So you also should consider yourselves to be dead to the power of sin and alive to God through Christ Jesus. Do not let sin control the way you live. Do not give in to its sinful desires. Do not let any part of your body become an instrument of evil to serve sin. Instead, give yourselves completely to God, for you were dead, but now you have new life. So you use your whole body as an instrument to do what is right for the glory of God. Sin is no longer your master, for you no longer live under the requirements of the law. Instead, you live under the freedom of God's grace. So, I think that's all I wanted to share today. I'm so happy for God's grace and his power in my life. I'm truly transformed.